he his wonted pride, soon recollecting with high words that bore semblance of worth, not substance gently raised, their fainting courage and dispelled their fears.
Then straight commands that at the warlike sound of trumpets loud and clarions be upreared his mighty standard. That proud honor claimed Azazel as his right, a cherub tall, who forthwith with the glittering staff unfurled the imperial ensign, which full advanced shone like a meteor streaming to the wind with gems and golden luster rich in blaze, seraphic arms and trophies, all the while sonorous metal glowing martial sounds, at which the universal hosts upsent to shout that tore hell's concave, and beyond quieted the reign of chaos and old night.
All in a moment, though the gloom were seen, 10,000 banners rise into the air, whose orient colors waving with them rose a huge forest of spears, and thronging helms appeared in serried shields in thick array of depth immeasurable. Anon they move in perfect balance to the Dorian mood of flutes and soft recorders, such as raised to highest of noblest temper heroes, old aiming to battle, and instead of rage, deliberate valor breathe, with firm and unmoved with dread of death, with flight or foul retreat, not wanting power to migrate and sway with solemn touches, troubled thoughts, and chase anguish and doubt and fear and sorrow and pain, from mortal or immortal minds.
Thus they breathing, united form with fixed thought, moved on in silence to soft pipes that charmed their painful steps o'er the burnt soil. And now advanced in view they stand, a horrid front of dreadful length and dazzling arms, in guise of warriors old with order, shield, and spear, awaiting that command their mighty chief had to impose. He, through the armored rifles, darts his experienced eye, and soon traversed the whole battalion views, their order due, their visages, and statue as of gods, the number last he sums.
And now his heart detends with pride and pardoning in his strength, glories, for never since created man met such embodied force as named with these, could merit more than that small infantry warred on by cranes. Though all the giant brood of Phegma, with the heroic race, were joined that fought at Thebes and Elam, on each side mixed with auxiliary gods, in what resounded in fable or romance of Luther's son, begirt with rich and armored knights, and all who since baptized or infidel jousted in Aspronote or Monteville, Damasco or Morocco or Thurism, or with Vestra sent from Afric shore when Charlemagne, with all his prestige, fell by Fontabria.
Thus far, these beyond compare mortal prowess, yet observed their dread commander. He above the rest in shape and gesture proudly eminent, stood like a tower. His form had yet not lost all her original brightness, nor appeared less in the archangel ruin, and the excess of glory obscured. As when the sun new risen looks through the horizontal misty air shorn of his beams, or from behind the moon in dim eclipse disastrous twilight sheds on half the nations, and with fear to change perplexes monarchs.
Darkened so, yet shone above them all, the archangel, but his face deep scars of thunder and entrenched in care sat on his faded cheek, but under brows of dauntless courage and considerate pride, waiting revenge, cool his eye, but cast signs of remorse and passion to behold the fellows of his crime. The fellows, rather far other once beheld in bliss, condemned forever now to have their lot in pain. Millions of spirits for his fault immured of heaven, and from eternal splendors flung from his revolt, yet faithful, how they stood, their glory withered.
As when heaven's fire hath scathed the forest oaks or mountain pines, with singed top their stately growth, though bare stands on the blasted heath.
He now prepared to speak, whereat their doubled ranks they bend from wing to wing and hang and close him round. With all his pure attention held them mute. Thrice he essayed, and thrice in spite of scorn, tears such as angels weep burst forth. At last, words interwove with sighs found out their way.
O myriads of immortal spirits, O powers matchless, but with the Almighty and strife was not inglorious, though the event was dire. as this place testifies, and this dire change hateful to utter. But what power of mind, foreseeing or presaging, from the depth of knowledge past or present, could have feared how such united forces of God, how such as stood like these, could ever no repulse?
For
Who can yet believe, though after loss, that all these puissant legions, whose exile hath emptied heaven, shall fail to reascend, self-raised, and repossess their native seat? For me be witness, all the host of heaven, if counsels different or dangers shunned by me, have lost our hopes. But he who reigns monarch in heaven, till as one secure, set on his throne, upheld by old repute, consent or custom, and his regal state put forth that full, but still his strength concealed, which tempted our attempt, and wrought our fall. Henceforth his might we know, and know our own, so as not either to provoke or dread new war. Provoke our better part remains to work in close design, by fraud or guile.
What force affected not, that
He
he
no
less
less
length
from us made fine, who overcomes by force, hath overcome but half his foe. Space may produce new worlds, whereof so ripe, there went a fame in heaven that he alone intended to create,
and therein plant a generation whom his choice regard should favor on equal to the sons of heaven. Tethered, if but to cry, shall be perhaps our first eruption, thither or elsewhere. For this infernal pit shall never hold celestial spirits in bondage, nor the abyss long under darkness covered. But these thoughts full counsel must mature. Peace is despaired, for who can think submission? War then, war, open or understood, must be resolved.
He spake, and to confirm his words, out flew millions of flaming swords, drawn from the thighs of mighty cherubim. The sudden blaze far around illumined hell. Highly they raged against the highest, and fierce with grasping arms clashed on their sounding shields the din of war, hurling defiance toward the vault of heaven.